Hello, everybody out there in VIP Kid land. Welcome back to VIP Kid Awesome. It's Teacher Kristie back in the saddle after my extended recovery. Well, today I have a confession for you to make again. VIP Kid doesn't pay me. I'm very glad that VIP Kid pays my mortgage. It's very helpful that they pay my mortgage and they pay my electric bill and they pay for my plane tickets to Thailand. But VIP Kid does not pay me. And that's one thing, as I'm on my second day back to work, that really has shown through to me after taking a week off of work for the first time in 8 months. And one of the things I realized, I only taught 2 classes yesterday. I taught 3 today. Thank goodness my spouse put a limit and said, no way, you start with 2 or 3. I was going to go back totally part-time, teaching 6 to 8 every day. I would be dead. Because one thing I figured out really quick is this job is hard. It's very hard. I've done a lot of things in my lifetime. I've been a prep cook. I've worked at Burger King. I worked at McDonald's. I've shoveled shit. I've cleaned out kennels. I've been a psychologist, a college professor, a writer, a freelancer, and an urban farmer. This is my hardest job. I was exhausted. 2 classes yesterday. I was out for the whole day. This job is hard. I haven't quite figured out why it's hard. It's certainly not physically hard, but it certainly is a hard job. And I realized, as I have seen a couple of my very favorite kids in the last 2 days, that VIP Kid doesn't pay me. I'm not sure they could pay me enough because this job is hard. But when I look at those kids' faces, that's the real payment. And I realized that in this last week, I've missed a lot. Like I missed that Bonnie started playing the drums. She started taking drum lessons. And Daniel's getting ready for the Dragon Boat Festival next week. And Dora participated in a recent English competition, and she won, of course. And I've missed what's happening in their lives. And I think about, how can I feel so connected to children that are 6,000 miles away that I've never actually met in person? And I realized I missed this part of their lives. I miss Susie losing her tooth. And this was a gap. And I realized that my kids, it was a missing too. I had kids draw me pictures. Oh my gosh, the pictures had me in tears and send me notes. And they sent frantic emails to each other about how I'm doing and where I am. And, you know, like I emailed Doris, Dad, and they're all emailing each other about where I happen to be. And they worry about me and they miss me. And that's hard for me to understand too. It's a little easier to understand how I could miss them so much, but to understand that they also felt a missing or a lack is really pretty profound given the extreme distance that we have. You know, I had kids in tears. Teacher Kristie, we missed you. Teachers that didn't take classes because I was gone. And it's really hard to imagine. You know, I learned in Beijing that we're really that important in these kids' lives, that we're real people and we're real important people and real mentors in their life, and it matters. But this was just an affirmation of why we do what we do and how real those connections are, even though they're 6,000 miles away, even though we don't speak the same language at first. These are real things and real people that we're doing. And it occurs to me, as a college professor, I could get paid to do a lot of different things. VIP Kid, honestly, doesn't pay me. They're just a way to pay my bills. What really pays me is this incredible experience, this opportunity that is so unique and so amazing that it's hard to describe to people who don't do it. It's hard to describe how you can live and grow with these kids as though they're your nieces, your nephews. And after 8 months of having the same kids, it feels that way some days. So, Teacher Kristie's thought for the day. Hopefully I'll be back in the saddle with YouTube recordings. I'm getting better as fast as I can. And I'm slowly getting back to my usual routine. Happy teaching.